Alright guys, so we're back on the grooming van, and once again the inverter is having trouble. Let's see what the problem is. Now the reset buttons and lights are under here, and you can see we have a fault. Okay, the unit is unplugged, and the battery bank is totally legit. It's like over 1600 amp hours. This is how they're doing the output. So let's plug our tool in here. No AC. All right. And now I'm gonna do a reset. Clear faults. Reset. Turn it back on. Clear faults. Reset. And now she lights up, and I'm getting 30 volts. Open neutral. And I hear relays clicking. It's trying to provide power, and it says open ground, open neutral. Again, every time it flashes, it's cutting the circuit. Now it's trying to circuit again, but it sees it's only putting out 30 volts. I see this a lot in campers, not from the inverter, but sometimes from the converters. Internal wiring is messed up. It doesn't put out the 120 volts, so that's what this one's doing. And now we've gone to 0. It stopped trying. It's not putting out anything now. So take the top off of it. Maybe just got a loose wire, which I've seen a lot, or maybe it's messed up on the board. So if it's messed up on the board, it's time to install a new inverter again. All right guys, so yeah, faulty inverter. So we got that out. Looks like it's using some type of terminating resistor over here. CAN bus network. And we'll save that for the next one. And yeah, it's a dog grooming truck, so there's dog hair everywhere. And I was telling a customer that it's just being overworked. It's just a 3000 watt inverter running multiple dryers. These things run off of 11.2, RLA rated load amps, 11.2 amps. Just 2 of those, well, that's like, this one's a little smaller, so it's like 8 amps. So I mean, you're at 20 amps with just those 2 dryers. The air conditioner looks like the style that works off of the engine, like what you'd see in the bus. That's smart. I like that part of the build for sure. Only thing I don't like about it is that they're a pain to replace and they're kind of expensive. But this one, like everything in this van, is extremely, extremely basic. No frills, no thrills, and makes it very easy to service. So, yeah, I get the minimalistic engineering, if we want to call it that. I'm happy with it actually, but this thing only puts out, it can only handle 25 amps, and if you're running it at 24, 25 amps every time it's on, they're not gonna last very long. And she's getting about a year out of each one. Double the capacity would solve the overall issue. All right, next step is just to unwire it here. Take the panel off, and we'll get our wires, ground, hot, and the neutrals. Get those off and put it on the new one. take note of the little jumper that they're using. L2. L2. That's how they have it, so just put it back the way they got it. Alright, so here's the refurbished one. This is the one that I diagged the very first time. I didn't change it out. She took it back to the builders and they did it. It's all dinged up and beat up, man. I'll take some pictures and video. But it will get connected just like the rest. So let me cut all this off of it, take a couple pictures, and connect everything up. It also had this in the box, another one of these. This is what they're using as the output. Because Xantrax doesn't put plugs on it like Magnum does, and this was like the cord. We'll use the same stuff that was with the other one that I took off. And she'll send this new one that she had to buy because it was going to take them so long to get this one fixed. So now this one's still under warranty. It's been less than a year and it's burnt up. So she can send this one in to be refurbished while this one's being used. And I guess it'll be a rotation. One goes, one comes. How this thing gets this dent up with all of this foam, it's like it had to have been damaged before it was packaged, bro. This is like really rough and gnarly. All right, guys, so we got it all reinstalled, and this battery bank is legit, bro. Look at these are like 420 amp hour batteries times 4. It's like 1700 amp hours. This is legit. At first when I worked on this fan, I really wasn't feeling the design because it's so foreign. It's like, why are all these temporary things? Where's the breaker box? How come it's, and that is still kind of weird to me, but that it doesn't have a power distribution unit. I still think that it should have, but it is super simple to work on. It's very easy to get to the stuff, and I got to give it up to the guys because they designed a product that is serviceable. And sometimes when you get stuff over-engineered, it's hard to work on. I still can work on it, and I do, but it's not as easy as this. However, I think they needed the enclosed boxes so that they can like be within code, you know, so everything has to be like a self-enclosed box. So kind of like why they use those crappy outlets in the campers. These are better than those. So I thought about it. I was like, well, these gotta be better than the normal camper outlets. So time for the true test. Now that I have everything, before I was getting 30 volts, open ground, open neutral, and now I got green light. Let's see what we got. 118 volts, wired correctly. Okay, that's better than hooking into the plug. For some reason I was getting the open ground on that. Get nothing on that because that's for when it's plugged in. So yeah, they call these breaker boxes. That's a stretch, but yeah. There we go. Clean up, guys. This one's done. It's working, and I'll get all my stuff cleaned up. Take a look at some of the tools that we use today. Knee pad. Can't do without that. Let me plug her light back in. I was using that plug. She has an AC light, which is a good indicator if the AC is not working. Got our little 12 volts DCF 801, a Milwaukee right angle. Of course, the Autel probe makes a super easy 12 volt diagnosis. I got some other things I need to plug in. That goes to some of her big stuff. Of course, the bag, the go bag. This is a MB3 blackout, which I use as a diagnostic bag. First bag I grab out the truck. My SK set for working with the hexes. My Milwaukee custom-made set, which I ended up getting rid of most of the Harbor Freight bits because they weren't straight and they wobbled in the drill a lot. And I ended up going with some Snap-on and Makita bits. It is what it is, guys. Snap-on pliers. Need to go back in the bag, bro. Of course, my mat. I need and my wee high. Pronounced with a V if you're German, but I'm not, so I don't. And the Astro pneumatic had to pull this. It had those mad tight, and I was using 1/4 inch, so I had to pull out something on the love with the reach on it to break those free. All in all, pretty sweet job. Got here at 3 o'clock. It's 5. Got it done in 2 hours. Diagnostic service and remove and replace the inverter, which you got to take them apart and take the wires and put them back together, match the stuff back up. So good time on this one. So let me put all this stuff up and get on out of here.